What is up, guys? Long time no Sonic Rant! I'm finally back with some more Sonic Rant videos. I originally have everything done, scripted, and recorded and all that, but that was from last year, so I decided to re-record my script. And because, I have the Yeti microphone now, and I want my videos to have the best quality for you guys. So, today's rant is going to be about another Sonic character. And like I did with my next Rouge rant, I will defend the character. And I'm nothing against the character, as obviously she is like... What is up, guys? Long time no Sonic Rant! I'm finally back with some more Sonic Rant videos. I originally have everything done, scripted, and recorded and all that, but that was from last year, so I decided to re-record my script. And because, I have the Yeti microphone now, and I want my videos to have the best quality for you guys. So, today's rant is going to be about another Sonic character. And like I did with my next Rouge rant, I will defend the character. And I'm nothing against the character, as obviously she is like my favorite Sonic character. But if you guys know already, or if you guys know me enough, you know who it is. But just to make sure, I will introduce to you guys myself. And that character is none other than... It's Amyrose! I'm not sure if that's her Japanese name, but whatever, it's Amyrose either way! Sorry for my excitement, it's just that... well, I haven't made a Sonic rant for a long time, and if you listen to my actual recordings, like my old ones, I would sound really serious and really boring because I read exactly from the script. So I think you guys like me better when I'm more improvising. So, anyway, before I go any further, I will just make some few things clear for you guys. Not only is Amy my favorite female Sonic character, I obviously ship her with Sonic, as it is one of my biggest OTPs. So because of that, I don't like Sonally, but, a big but, I have nothing against Sonally or Sally herself. Amy herself loves Sonally and doesn't like Sonamy, and she and I respect each other's opinions like friends are supposed to do. I did used to hate Sally when I was way younger, and I'm gonna admit it was partly because of Sonamy, but actually it was mostly because of the infamous slap. As Amy has explained to me a few things about it that made me change my mind about Sally, and I realized that in some Sonic shows, I remember that Sally didn't act anything like that at all, as I eventually, in time, stopped hating her. If you guys are more curious about my opinions towards Sally and Sonally, feel free to ask in the comments. The reason why I'm telling you guys all this is because the last thing I want to come off as is an Amyrose fanbrat and a typical hater of Sally because I love Sonamy and so on. Honestly, I really think it's so ridiculous of fighting over fictional couples when both of them are being paired up from a different universe. We can all agree to disagree, but you don't need to throw a big tantrum about it. I am not afraid to admit that there are Sonamy fanbrats and Amyrose fanbrats out there. Although personally, I haven't seen many of them though, especially Amyrose fanbrats. And I'll get to the Sonamy fanbrats later on. And the only one I can think of specifically is Gato Sonic Shadow, because she is the main fanbrat I have seen. Now, she hasn't really said anything that proves herself to be a Sonamy and Amyrose fanbrat, but her drawings and her editing from the Archie comics is saying enough to me. And to make it worse, she even made an art respond from Shad the Cartoon Nut, of whom Sonic would rather be with. Now, Shad the Cartoon Nut is not the better person himself from starting the whole thing in the first place, but instead of just ignoring it, she just had to draw a respond picture, making Sally all pissed off while Sonic shows Amy. Really? Gato Sonic Shadow? Couldn't you be the better person and just ignoring it rather than adding fuel to the fire and making us Sonamy fans look bad? Really? And the funny thing about it, and ironically, as I've seen many other fans do, mostly from the Sonic fanbase, obviously and unfortunately, she is a fan but of Sonamy and Amy and hates Sally because of it. Yet, she ships Amy with Blaze and Sonic with Shadow, and once drew a picture of the Sonic girls not want to see Elise, of course not, kissing Sonic, but get excited, well, except for Blaze, and that's one of the most in character pictures I've seen of her. And keep this in mind, even Cream, who is a 6-year-old child, for Shadow to kiss Sonic instead, including some pictures of Amyrose of all characters getting a nosebleed for Sonato. So, let me get this straight. If you ship Amy with another girl and Sonic with another boy and doesn't even make Amy jealous or sad when he's with Shadow, I've seen art of that before, why are you so against Sonic with another girl and hate Sally because of it? Why is she the victim of it? Out of all girls. Really? Seriously? Anyways, with all that being cleared up, let's start with the actual rant, shall we? So, what I've seen from this horrible fan base, no surprise, Amy is not exactly treated very well. I keep seeing people thinking she's annoying, or obsessed stalker, psychotic, bitch, pardon my potty mouth, selfish, bratty, damsel in distress, etc. And one of the worst insults I've heard for Amy is that she is a Mary Sue. Are you kidding me? Amyrose? A Mary Sue? What? Okay then. Just because you don't like a character, it doesn't automatically make them a Mary Sue or a Gary Stu. I have seen people calling a character that they hate because of that reason, and that irks me a lot because it's such a typical way for a hater to show they hate a character by judging them to be a Mary Sue or a Gary Stu and actually not calling them that for valid reasons. The way I see it, a character can be a Mary Sue or Gary Stu for two reasons. One, the traits that a character has, such as overpowered, everybody loves him or her, is the center of the attention, is constantly revealing to be sexy, mostly for females, perfect and flawless, yet still needs help, not very clear what personality has, and so on. And two, if a fan base literally worships a character like a god or a goddess, there's either a Mary Sue or Gary Stu, or actually a balanced character. I'll give you guys two examples of characters that fits the category. I'll use Blaze the Cat as an example for a balanced character but still is a Mary Sue for the fanbase. And a Gifba, or Mona Lisa, really it doesn't matter anymore, from TMNT 2012, as she has plenty of traits of a Mary Sue herself and for the fanbase. Big note though before I begin, I do not hate Mona Lisa anymore. She is definitely not the best written character of all time, but she's not the worst either. My opinion of her has changed based from the episode Worlds Collide, and the fact that I couldn't take the show seriously anymore, therefore I can't take Mona Lisa seriously as well. Okay, with Blaze the cat, she has her flaws, like she's afraid of heights, ashamed of her appearance, comes off as somewhat shy and uncomfortable with encountering new people, has a hard time accepting help, and a bit close-minded when it comes to friendship. But she still is very friendly and slowly but safely is opening up to new people thanks to Sonic. But the fanbase is literally acting like she's a goddess, because most of the time I see Blaze being completely out of character when being paired up with other characters, including OCs, to fulfill their fantasies. People mainly love her because she's a cat, purple, and has pyrokinesis, has way too many fanboys that back when I was on DA, I had literally 5 friends, or even more, who loved Blaze, and all of them were guys too. I won't go in detail, but there's even a guy who hates Silver because of Blaze, and he's pretty shallow to her too. If that doesn't scream obsession, then I don't know what does. I constantly see people saying how hot and sexy she is, how she's their favorite character everywhere. Blaze is technically more overrated than a Mary Sue, but I still count her as a Mary Sue for the fanbase because of how they treat her like she's a goddess. And now on to Mona Lisa. Obviously, she has way more problems than Blaze. Character-wise, she barely has a personality. She is supposed to be this strong warrior with honor, but is literally so bland that I legitimately saw her as a joke. Because she needed to be saved 3 times, actually 4 times if you count when she got quote-unquote poisoned, even though she's supposed to be tough and handle things on her own, literally only there for the love interest, making everybody love her for no freaking reason, especially for Raph. Nothing makes sense of what's going on every time she shows up. Not to mention that literally her and Raph's relationship are based on whenever she needs his help. Basically, why would you keep needing calling for a boyfriend's help if she's supposedly a stronger and better fighter than him? She has done that twice in Evil Drag and Worlds Collide episodes. Doesn't help that the writers are trying to make it seem like they have this strong and unbreakable bond, when all there is really is this mushy, out-of-characterness Raph, a manly-looking woman alien, and nose-kissing. Speaking of her appearance, she is the center of tension every time she shows up on an episode, but vanishes every time. And she kinda has a revealing outfit because to me, it looks like her nipples are sticking out and her private area looking like it's so tight you can see it. So, as you can see, Mona Lisa is bad enough to be claimed as a Mary Sue without her fanbase to worship her. But the funny thing is, the only reason she existed in the show is because the fans worship her so bad that they practically forced the creators to put her in there because they wouldn't stop asking them to put her in the show. I don't know exactly what people call her specifically that makes her Mary Sue, but all I know is that A lot of people have their own OCs looking similar to the old Mona Lisa. I'm assuming they want to look and act like her so Raph can fall for them. That would explain his behavior and fans to love her so much because they secretly want to be her. I'm not saying Mona Lisa generally is Amyrose, it's just a new one. Heck, it's not even a real name. But to be fair, she got a bit better and more fleshed out in Worlds Collide, but sadly, that's not enough for me to take her more seriously. With Amy, I have seen so little of everything I just said. I haven't seen people constantly worshipping her. I've seen quite the opposite, including hate clubs of her, and a lot, and I mean a lot of hate art that includes kill art as well, that is either Sonic out of carelessly punching her, brutally killing her, or even other characters doing that instead. I have seen very few people hating Amy because of jealousy for Sonic, and I especially haven't seen Amy being Amyrose both in the series and the fanbase. So, I'm gonna have to ask, what's with all the hate? What could Amy possibly have done to gain so much hate from the fanbase? Oh, wait a minute. I know what. Not only do I think they treat her like she's the worst character to be ever created, they mostly hate Amy because the way she is to Sonic. I mean, okay, I get that people pay more attention to how she is towards him because that is her main character, but I also think that it's unfair to just hate her because of how she treats one person. And same thing goes to why people just love Boom Amy over Sega Amy. Because she isn't clingy, obsessed, blah 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 over Sonic, and she's so much more mature. As I said in my Boom rant, I cannot stand Boom Amy. I freaking hate her. And I'm not talking about how she isn't so into Sonic, but I think it's proving that if Amy is supposed to be like that in the show, she is nothing interesting in my eyes. Not to mention that I think she acts the complete opposite of the original. I don't care if she isn't annoying or clingy for Sonic. That doesn't excuse her for acting better than her own friends, being bossy, being such a wannabe, and arrogant. I prefer a quote-unquote over-obsessed fangirl than a boring, bland character so people can like her and Sonamy better. That's how I see in Boom Sonamy to be such a ship service. For people to stop complaining about how annoying Amy is, and I guess seeing opportunity in Sonamy. And even if Boom Amy is more mature than Sega Amy, she is nothing of how I can imagine her to be if she got older or more mature. And up top of that, not only do I think it's unfair and kinda stupid for hating Amy only because of Sonic, but they also take her behavior to him way too seriously, to the point that some people think Amy in general is a selfish brat and cares about nobody but Sonic. People don't realize that the whole Sonic and Amy thing is for comedy relief. I mean, I love Sonamy, and even I have been laughing at them when he acts uncomfortable around her and acts so mean to her a few times. I mean, of course I feel like he should at times and just freaking love her already. I'll show you a few cutscenes that actually made me laugh and don't take them seriously like the haters do.
Whoa! Oh, now what? Huh?
Look here! It says, new cups get in free! Let's go!
Amy! Wait! Oh, man! That girl is such a pain! I give up. She's so weird.
Hey, Sonic!
Huh? Amy? Don't tell me you've signed up too!
Of course, it really looks exciting and fun. Why wouldn't I join? And besides, This way, I'll be able to keep my eyes on you.
Ugh.
It's kind of impossible to surprise you.
You totally got me this time. I had no idea.
And they are taking it so seriously to the max that they treat Amy like she's a psychopath stalker for Sonic, and even claim that he hates her or there's no way he could love her back. Hence why people prefer Boom Sonamy over Sega Sonamy. I don't only see Boom Amy as the problem for the couple, but even Sonic isn't that much better for me. He acts more like the original than her, but both of them don't really give valid hints for each other that it makes me wonder why Boom Sonamy would even work out in the first place. I know I said Sonic gives Amy more hints, but he too isn't exactly acting like a better love interest for her, especially with flirting with Percy and Stacy, and he even admitted it that it was from him and not from the suit. You know, the suit was controlling him and making him evil. At the very least, Sega Sonamy have more legitimate hints, and none of them treat each other like crap. Sonamy in general don't work out as a pairing who can't admit feelings for each other, at least not from Amy's side. Which is another thing that bothers me with people claiming that Sonic doesn't love Amy. They give reasons like this, just because he's not exactly responding to her affection. I can understand if you don't agree with the pairing and not see them work out, but you can't use that and his behavior as proof that he doesn't love her or even claims that he hates her. Especially when Sega have, more or less, with subtle, being hinting he does return her feelings, but just isn't obvious about it. And the worst excuses I've heard of Sonic not loving Amy is that said Amy is pedophilia and he just sees her as a friend. The friend part isn't that big of a deal, but the pedophilia thing is just so wrong and yeah, kind of offensive in so many ways. First off, pedophilia is when a grown-up is attracted to a minor or a kid. Sonic and Amy are only 3 years apart. And Sonic isn't exactly 18 years old. He's 15/16. Amy is 12. She isn't exactly a child, but she isn't exactly a teenager just yet. She's a preteen, like she's about to become a teenager. Secondly, with the friends thing, it bothers me that people can hate Amy and say things like he hates her, but when he treats her a bit better, he only sees her as a friend. And gives lame excuses for not admitting his feelings for her, such as, if Sonic is shy, why is he acting so uncomfortable around her? And why is he running away from her? Or the stupid excuse I've just found, and if he was so shy, how come he never confesses love for her when they're alone? Bull! It's completely fine if you see it in that way. But like I said in my Sonamy video, if you're analyzing Sonic's behavior towards her, and he can at times act a bit nicer to her, I don't see that seeing someone as a friend. It seems more than just that. But enough about Sonamy. I want to just talk about them a bit because it has to do with the hate for Amy. Because most of the time, if someone hates Sonamy, they automatically hate Amy. And I know there's people who like Amy but don't like Sonamy, and I'm not saying that every Sonamy haters hate her, but that's the majority I've seen, so I want to point out that the hate they have for Sonamy because of Amy is invalid, judgmental, and very typical, like I said, for a hater to do. It's fine if you hate a pairing, but hating a character because of a pairing is stupid. And I've seen that a lot of times as well. Mostly because of personal reasons, though. Now, I'm gonna get to the bottom of things. I'm gonna focus a lot about the things people say about Amy that completely pisses me off. Also to prove that the things they say about her is not true. Starting with the very hated Sonic game. Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, no surprise. Generally, people call Amy selfish, but I've seen people calling her that mostly from that game. Because of a certain cutscene that forced Amy to go against Silver and made her say this.
If I had to choose between the world and Sonic, I would choose Sonic.
People keep stating that she's selfish because she said that she would choose Sonic over the destruction of the world. You see what I mean when I said people are taking her love for Sonic way too seriously? Okay, let me ask you this. What would you do if a stranger accused someone you really care about would do something horrible as being responsible for the destruction of the world? Wouldn't that make you want to be there for him to the end, despite his flaws? I see it as Amy would want to stick by Sonic's side no matter what he would do. She would always love him no matter what. A bit similar to what Rouge said to Shadow in Shadow's story, except it wasn't romantic. Also, when she said that, she made Silver reconsider about killing someone for saving the world. Doesn't that show to you what he said about Sonic to Amy was brutal and made him question about killing him would be the right thing to do was a good thing? No! The only thing people see is how desperate and selfish she is for wanting to be with Sonic. And besides, I think it'd be out of character if Amy didn't say anything like that. And just because she said that, it doesn't mean that Amy doesn't care for other people. She has shown care for others than just Sonic. Not to mention she's very supportive to her friends. I'll give you examples from a few Sonic games and Sonic X by showing you the cutscenes where she has been supportive to others than just Sonic.
What's that? Watch it! Ow! You should watch where you're going, buddy! Hey, are you alright? You look kind of hurt. What's this? Ah! Uh-oh! Yikes! You almost ran me over, creep! Oh no! Let's get out of here! That was one of Eggman's robots, huh? He must have captured you, and somehow you got away, right? Don't worry, I'll protect you. I'll do my best to keep us both from harm. I'll stand by you all the way. See, this little birdie's got in trouble. I think you should be his bodyguard a little while. Now, calm down. What do you want?
Hand me the bird.
Nope.
Quietly hand over the bird.
No, never.
Why not?
I don't need to tell you anything. You tell me why you want it, now!
Does not compute.
You don't even know? I know you might hurt us both. Please, Mr. Robot. Won't you help us, please?
Insufficient data. You have feelings for something you know nothing about. Illogical.
I pity you. Love is not part of your programming. You are missing something good. Hey, Birdie, come back here!
Go. Escape.
Well, what? You sure?
It's dangerous here. Hurry, we'll be at the Mystic Ruins base soon.
You're really nice. You're different from the other robots. You've got a soft spot inside your metal frame. If you want, we can be friends, okay? Please stop!
Amy? That's one of Eggman's clunkers! Out of my way!
No! He helped me before by letting me escape. This robot is different. You don't need to hurt him, okay?
Amy! Okay, I guess I'll let him go then.
You okay? It's dangerous here. Don't pay attention to Eggman anymore. Free yourself, come on!
Why are you helping me?
I said we'd be friends, and I'm returning your favor. Even this birdie wants you to be free. Eggman's not the kind of man you should work for. Amy, come on, let's get going! Until we meet again, Mr. Robot, take care of yourself! I wonder what Sonic is doing. He's always rescuing me, it seems. I should be more independent. You know, you sure surprised me by having a Chaos Emerald with you. No wonder they were after you, my feathered friend. Hey, a pendant! Wow! So I'll help you find your family. Does Eggman have them captive now? I bet he does. So I'll help you find your family. I've come this far. I may as well go all the way. That robot said Dr. Eggman's base is in the Mystic Ruins. So what do you say we check it out? I saw no sign of your relatives, Birdie. Oh, you escaped from the egg carrier. So maybe your family's still in there. Let's investigate, wanna? Yay, it's them! Oh no! Are you okay? You idiot! How could you do this? Now you're gonna get it! Please wake up, Birdie. Are you okay? Can you fly? Whoa! so happy! I'm going to try my best, too! Just watch me! I'll make that Sonic respect me! And by that time, it's gonna be too late!
Looking for the Master Emerald pieces was tougher than I thought it would be. Where are we, anyway? Hey, where are you going?
Move aside, Knuckles! I hate it when they leave me behind! Look! It's Shadow! I really gotta stop whining. Everyone's trying their best to help out, and so must I! Shadow, we need you! Please help us!
It's all going according to plan. There's no reason for me to help them. Besides, there's no way to save anyone.
There has to be! I know that people fight over the most trivial things. Some people may be selfish, like the professor said. But they're basically good if they try their best and never give up on their wishes. They always have a reason to be happy. That's why you should help them out. Saving them is a good thing. Shadow, I beg you, please do it for them. Give them a chance.
Shadow, I beg of you, please, do it for me.
Maria!
Future for all people who live on that planet. Give them a chance to be happy. Let them live for their dreams. Shadow, I know you can do it. That's the reason why you were brought into this world. Sayonara, Shadow, the
That's what I
Hedgehog.
promised her. And I must keep that promise. That's what Maria wished for. I've got to go now. I have to keep my promise to Maria and you.
I wonder where Sonic is. Oh no! Amy, please be more careful with our only clue. You're right. I'm sorry. Nice catch, Big. Chocolate. Hey, you guys, cheer up. You know we'll find them. No time to waste just standing here. Come on, let's get going. Okay. Hey, it's just a stupid copy.
Froggy, where are you? Let's go home.
Cheese, what's wrong? Yes. A chow nappy. But why? I'm not really sure, but betcha Dr. Eggman has something to do with it, and we're not gonna let him get away with it. Come on, let's get out of here.
Okie dokie. I think we're lost.
This place is creepy. Come on, you guys. Don't you want to find Chocola and Froggy? We can do this. Sorry to leave like this, but I can't let my Sonic get away. Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Oh, Shadow, I'm so glad you're here. Cream went into this weird-looking castle and she hasn't come back out. You go in there with me to look for her? That sound! I think it was Cheese. Hey! You're not Sonic! I'm sorry.
Huh? Hey, where'd he go? He must have run off.
I'm sorry. Did you miss someone because of me?
It's okay. I'm sure the guy I'm looking for is still on the island. I'm sure I can still find him.
Well, then I'll help you.
What?
2 heads are better than 1 when looking for someone.
Hey, just wait a second.
What's your name?
Silver.
That's a nice name. I'm Amyrose. It's nice to meet you.
Ah! Hey, wait!
I sense Sonic's presence here. Call it my girlish intuition.
What am I doing?
Sorry. As soon as I find Sonic, I'll help you find who you're looking for, Silver. I've been trying to find Sonic, but now I think I'm in trouble. Maybe I should just walk away real quietly before they spot me.
Oh. Prisoner has escaped from cell block C-17. All patrolling guards, begin searching immediately. I repeat,
This way.
prisoner has
okay.
escaped from cell block C-17.
Thank you so much for rescuing me. I am so grateful.
I'm Amy. Amyrose.
My name is Elise.
Elise? Wait, you're not Elise, the Princess of Soliana, are you? I'll bet someone's already on their way to rescue you.
Yes. But someone I know said to me, nothing starts until you take action. So I decided to heed his advice.
You wouldn't happen to have some feelings for this person, would you?
What? No, of course
It's
not.
okay. Love changes everything. It feels like every little moment in your life is huge, doesn't it? So, what does this guy look like? Have you already been on a date with him?
Well, no, I really haven't.
A one-way love? That's so cute. Come on, there's no need to be shy. Look, you're a princess and you're super cute. That guy's the lucky one. I also have someone that I'm pursuing too. I wish us both luck. I'll go too, because it's for Sonic. So Elise, watch over him. I just saw a news report. It looks like they found another Chaos Emerald. Amy! Don't worry! I'm almost there! Francis, get down now! Stay down and don't try any more stunts! Right! Sorry! I hope Tails is alright! Go! What's happening? It was broad daylight a minute ago.
Dark Gaia has regained its true power. The beast is complete. It's just as the Gaia manuscripts foretold, and the world shall be plunged into the dark of night, the dark of destruction. Oh, that it should come to this. We're doomed. The planet is lost.
That won't happen! There's no way Sonic will let it end like this!
It is true that Amy's main character is to be in love with Sonic, but that isn't the only thing she is. Remember when Yoshi, aka Brandon, said something like the only thing Amy's purpose is to be with Sonic? Well, not to be on his side or anything, but he kinda had a point. He was especially right about that it's supposed to be funny, and along with other proofs he has been hinting for Sonamy. But that doesn't mean he had the right to act the way he acted just because he was right. But even if it's true, Amy has proven mostly from the games that she doesn't just care about Sonic, and she even admitted that she needed to be more independent. Although I don't think she's depending that much on Sonic, especially in the newer games. Sure, she keeps thinking about him, but she doesn't need his help all the time. And even when she does focus on Sonic, she's very caring for his well-being. It's not like she has been acting like Meg from Family Guy, being literally obsessed with Sonic, like Meg was with Brian, and even Joe at one point, because they were both nice to her, which made Meg do crazy things like having pictures of Brian all over a mirror, and even kept him as a hostage, framing Bonnie, pretending to have a family with Joe, and even purposely got ran over by him so they can have things in common. Or Robin from Teen Titans Go, who is everything people claim Amy is to Sonic, to Starfire, or Lizzie from Kids Next Door being all bratty and nagging and complaining about how number one, aka Nigel, is not giving her enough attention. While I do understand of her wanting him to pay more attention to her, I don't think she was being fair enough to end the relationship by not saying something like how good of a guy he is, and even if he wasn't always there for her, he clearly truly loved her and cared for her. Also that I think she should be more understandable of his passion for his job. Throughout the girlfriend episode, she was just complaining and nagging about how he's not there for her, even though he really was concerned for her and did everything he could to keep her safe. Which is one of the biggest reasons why I can't ship them. This is the very few times I can't ship a canon pairing. Especially when a partner can't appreciate the other partner's effort. Now, I don't hate Lizzie, but she is the definition of bratty, naggy, kinda selfish, and so on, or what people always say about Amy. And she is the only character I'm questioning what Nigel ever saw in her. Now, if Amy and Sonic ever got together, I can't see her doing anything like that to him. I can see her being pretty much the same as she is right now, and we would understand that he wouldn't be able to spend so much time with her as she wants him to or need him to. And the other insults as they call Amy a damsel in distress. I haven't seen many people say that, but I think it's so way out of hand of calling Amy that when there's like bunch of other females that need help a lot more often than Amy. As I can recall, Amy needed Sonic's help in Sonic CD. I don't think she had a hammer back then. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 battle. To be fair, in Adventure 1, the robot caught her by surprise. Few times Sonic X, but that was only a few episodes, not on a daily basis or anything. And Sonic Rivals. I don't count Sonic Boom Shattered Crystals because mostly Boom Amy is way different from the games. So just because a character gets kidnapped from time to time and can even be dependent, it doesn't make them a damsel in distress. The characters that are getting kidnapped and need help the most are Elise, Peach, and sometimes Zelda. It's kind of hard to tell who's more damsel in distress between Elise and Zelda, but Peach is no doubt the most damsel in distress out of all of them. Because Peach's main thing is to get kidnapped by Bowser and Mario to come rescue her. But she had her exceptions such as the spin-off games like Mario Party and even her own game Super Princess Peach, where the rule changed that she had to save the day and Mario instead of vice versa. Elise got kidnapped a few times in Sonic 06 and doesn't really have anything to defend herself with, but she has twice tried to get away from Eggman by jumping off his chip and tried to escape from him when she got captured again. With Zelda, she mostly becomes a prisoner for Ganondorf who needs help later on. One of her main independent moments was in Ocarina of Time when she became an adult and disguised herself as Sheik, but she eventually got kidnapped by Ganondorf and needed Link's help. On Wind Waker, it was a bit similar except that Zelda unawareingly was disguised as Tetra in the beginning and also got captured by Ganondorf in the end. She was more of a damsel in distress in games like Link Between Worlds, when she became a painting, and Skyward Sword when she had to escape from Jirahem and needed Impa's help, as Link's journey was to go look for her. She's kind of a mix between independent and damsel in distress, but keeps it in balance. Like, Zelda can be independent, but often needs Link's help for the sake of the plot and his Triforce courage. Now, I don't see anything wrong with all these three characters. In fact, I even like all of them. But I'm comparing them to Amy because they're the characters I can think of that are best examples of damsel in distress characters. Comparing that to Amy, she has been the least kidnapped throughout the whole franchise. It's not even her main thing need to be rescued by Sonic anyways, especially since he hasn't been kidnapped in the recent games. And one of the biggest reasons why this fanbase is so terrible that you can't take it seriously is that the fans can never, ever get satisfied with anything Sega do. Even if they're trying to satisfy them, they always find something to complain about, which results the fans to be very hypocritical with their opinions. Mostly with couples, voice actors, and the whole bestiality thing. But I just find it very funny how people are constantly complaining of Amy's character being mostly selfish and annoying. Yet, they find it weird and even wanted her to react of Elise kissing Sonic? What for? So the Sonamy families can be happy with Amy kissing him? Not even I would want that to happen because it wouldn't make sense. It would not count as Sonamy because I would personally think it'd be forced and out of place. Not to mention that it wouldn't help Sonic to get back to life and Amy would most likely be into necrophilia. So, according to the fans, if Amy's being in character by saying she would choose Sonic over the world, she's selfish and desperate. But if she chose to not be selfish, she's out of character and people even want to see her react like that? I have no words! Stuff like this makes me really hate this horribly crappy, destroyed, that will never be fixed fanbase. And don't you just love how the Sonamy fanboys are so desperate for that to happen that someone even had to edit it? To make it seem like Amy is kissing Sonic instead of Elise? To be honest, I think Amy would have gotten even more haters than what she has now, because the thing to say about it would be true. But since that didn't happen, people are questioning it instead of praising Sega for not making Amy that selfish. All this time you keep claiming that Amy's a selfish brat, but when she showed that she isn't like that, it's weird? So by that logic, do you want Amy to be a selfish brat so you can expect to hate her for the legit reasons? For God's sake, make up your mind, you stupid brainless fanbase! And besides, I don't see any reason whatsoever for Amy to react like that. I mean, sure, she has been jealous when Sonic once was looking for Blaze and Cosmo asked after him, but that doesn't mean she's so selfish to the point she wouldn't care what he wants or needs. In this case, Elise needed to kiss Sonic so she could revive him, not so she could steal Amy's moment. Also, the reason why she didn't quote-unquote react to the kiss was because she was happy to see that he was okay. She even asked Elise to watch over him so she could help the others to find the Chaos Emeralds to help Sonic. Doesn't that also show how she's not selfish and really cares for him? If not, let's take a look at the Archie comics. I don't read it myself and I'm not so into the Archie comics, but I remembered a few years ago, I saw a panel where Amy was all happy for Sally and Sonic and still had hopes for him to be her someday. And even if a citizen was questioning Amy if she's the girl going after Sonic, she still claimed that she wants him to be happy. Not to mention that she was even nice enough to give them a bit of privacy because she cares about them both. I'm glad that Ian kept Amy's character of still being all lovey-dovey for Sonic, despite him being taken by Sally, and showing to the haters that she isn't selfish and bratty. And she's still the same as always. And Amy isn't bratty in the comics because she can't be bratty because he's taken. Or at least before the comic got rebooted, but she still cares about him. And as I have done in my past rants, I will make some readings to one anti-Amy stamp from DA and a little analyzing to a certain Amy hater that I'm not going to call out to tell her to stop hating her because that's her choice, but more pointing out of how I think her opinions don't make any sense. I will go in detail of whom it is after reading the description of the stamp first. Now the stamp is 5 years old and I was looking through a gallery to see if she still hates Amy. She said that she finds her okay, but still is annoying. And she still has the stamp up, so I'm still counting that she still is so fond to Amy. And I think if she really stopped hating her, she would remove the stamp. Even if it's old, I still want to point out the flaws in her argument and logic. If you can't tell what it says because the text is kind of hard to see, and the person didn't seem to put too much effort into making the stamp look good, I suppose her hate for Amy is so huge that she can't even put effort of showing it. Well, except in the description, of course. Anyways, the stamp says, "I hate Amyrose. Deal with it." Wow! We're going off to a good start of seeing how bratty this person is, huh? Yeah, expect her opinions and logic to crash because I have read many people's opinions of mostly hating a character or a couple, and they almost always never make sense or being fair. Anyways, grab a popcorn or anything near you and hope you enjoy the reading. Alright, here goes nothing. To all Amyrose fans, please respect my options instead of opinions, but okay. What options should I respect? What options do you have? In all serious though, one tip. When a word is hard to spell, just listen and hear how it sounds like and spell based from that. And opinions definitely does not sound close to options to me. And don't comment any bullshit comment that is starting to annoy me. Wow. Not to sound mean, but your grammar sucks is sucking. See what I did there? And also, how am I supposed to respect your options once again if you act like a brat and can't respect Amyrose fans first by saying, "Don't comment any bullshit comment," without explaining what you mean by that? Treat others the way you want to be treated, honey. I just had to do it! Wow, that sure doesn't sound like a desperation of showing how much you hate a fictional character. Yeah, I'm an Amyrose hater. So what? What are you gonna do about it? Okay, don't give this "I hate something, what are you gonna do about it" attitude if you want people to respect your options. Especially if your grammar's this terrible, you can't even put "n" on vocal words or names. But I had to admit something. I did like Amy before, but I slowly realized why I dislike / hate her. Why I dislike her? Well, here is my options / reasons. She stalks Sonic so much that she makes me throw off a building. She proves my point that she starts to reason her hate for Amy because of Sonic. My God, why are Sonic fans so predictable with their opinions and reasons? Also, wanna throw off a building? Sounds kinda too much just because of a guy she likes. And Sonic doesn't even like her, only as a friend, not more. Also proving my other point that Sonamy / Amy haters are gonna say craps like that, but doesn't understand that Sonic would never let someone hurt Amy just because he's not into her. Basically, they use Sonic as an excuse to hate her, and at times, him hurting her or killing her just to show how much they hate her. Yeah, a hero would so kill someone you don't like. And don't come up with the "Sonic does have feelings for Amy, but he doesn't want to show it" that bullshit, because that's not true. Sonic doesn't even like romance. Okay, I'm not gonna force you to believe that Sonic has feelings for Amy, but using the excuse that he doesn't like romance is weak! You might as well say the same things to other characters that are in denial of their feelings just because they don't show it. Plus, what do Amy and Sonic have in common except that they both are hedgehogs and they both hate Dr. Eggman? Something that Amy likes, Sonic hates. Take him on a date, for example. Also, using they don't have things in common, therefore they can't work out, is also weak and lame! Again, might as well say the same thing for other characters like Leon Cry from Team 80 2012. What other things do they have in common except they can fight, they both have honor, they both are kind of related, and they hate Shredder? You know, both of them also have different personalities. A couple doesn't have to be exact copy or have a lot of things in common to work out. That would actually make the pairing boring. Ramona is one good example of that because they're supposed to have a lot of things in common, but they're still one of the worst pairings I have ever seen for many reasons.
Is it me, or is Amy trying to steal Son's virginity?
Oh, ha 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 ha. Very funny. Making lame jokes like that because you hate something. Also, very typical. I know that Amy's only 12, and 12 years old kids are supposed to, not supposed to be annoying. Annoying, lol. Whiny and such. Then why so much hate if you claim you understand her behavior?
But this is too much.
Oh, never mind. That explains it. She's too annoying!
I stopped acting like that when I started 6th grade.
I don't care about your life story. I care about your stupid hate for Amy. Thank you very much.
And look at me now!
Again, why should I care? I don't know you. You don't know me. How do I know you're not lying? You're not exactly more mature than a 12-year-old character if that's what you're implying.
And how do you describe me?
Let me think. Immature, bratty, 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 bratty.
But most of all, how do you describe Amy? This is how I describe her.
Oh boy, here it comes, folks.
Annoying, whiny, brat, and selfish.
Like the other Amy haters. Yay! Congratulations, my friend. You're not exactly adding anything new to the table. Great.
I know that Amy can be kind and loyal to her friends, but you know what I mean.
No! I actually don't! I have no idea what you mean. Explain to me, please. And again, why this much hate if you know she can be and actually is a good character? Her love for Sonic shouldn't get in the way for you to see how she is otherwise. Back in Sonic X, episode 52, she actually means episode 53, not 52. The Cosmic Call, when Cream asked for Cosmo's name, but Cosmo didn't tell her name because okay? She wanted to see Sonic to tell him an important message or something. Then Amy came and starts to question Cosmo and then butts in, telling Cosmo that Amy is Sonic's girlfriend because Amy thought that Cosmo was after Sonic. That's being a brat and the selfish. And the selfish? What? Seriously? Anyway, it's not selfish if she's just been protected of Sonic, which is very understandable. Not to mention that Cosmo was a complete stranger and she couldn't tell anyone who she is but Sonic? And she also said that she needed to tell him something, so at least in the Japanese version, Amy wanted to clear out that I think they were together, and that was after the whole Rose episode. So, I wouldn't call that selfish. I'd say her behavior is justified. I mean, I can totally see myself doing something like that to Silver. Not on Amy's level, but something similar. So I understand her behavior completely. Besides, Cosmo became friends with all of them, and Amy has done anything like that since then.
This annoyed me the most. How the hell can you mix up these two with
Another weak and lame excuse for hating a character because she mistook two guys for Sonic. So, what about that werehog in Sonic Unleashed? It's supposed to be ironic and funny, but I see that you can't see that because you're so caught up with your hate for her.
I mean, that's being colorblind and retarded at the same time.
Very mature. Very mature for calling someone retarded for doing mistakes. When Sonic is battling Eggman or some other evil, Amy then, quote-unquote, has to go and save Sonic. Really? She pushes her friends away from her way just to go and save Sonic? Bitch, you can't even go and save Sonic without being kidnapped yourself. When has she pushed her friends away for gonna save Sonic? I don't recall that. And that's a rhetorical question, by the way. I can only think of one when Amy ran to Sonic and left Cream and Big from Sonic Heroes, but she apologized. So you can't use that as an example, my friend. And then Sonic has to save you. Only in the older games, not the recent one. And like I said, a character isn't automatically bad just because they need savings. Even Big the Cat can even save Froggy without getting his ass kidnapped. Big is a bigger cat, no pun intended, than Amy. Froggy is his pet. Sonic is a hero. You seriously can't compare a hero and an owner who is saving someone in trouble and a pet getting lost or running away from its owner. Yeah, Amy gets kidnapped so much that I think Sonic is tired of saving her all the time. He'd be a very crappy hero, and a friend for that matter, if he thought that way, because that's his duty! And besides, it's not like Amy wants to get kidnapped so Sonic can save her like Princess Bluebell did from the Powerpuff Girls reboot, and the girls got tired of saving her because she intentionally gets herself in trouble so Prince Charming can come rescue her, and she claims her life will begin then. I don't see Amy doing stuff like that desperately just to get his attention. And she's always in Sonic's way. How can she be when he keeps running away from her and he's the fastest thing alive? No wonder why Knuckles and Shadow thinks that she's annoying. Wait! Where did Knuckles and Shadow come from? They both have the least interactions with Amy. And I can't see Shadow thinking that way of her, especially when she helped them remember his promise to Maria.
And what annoys me more is that Cream protects her?
Why? That's one of the reasons I hate Cream. You're gonna hate a character just because she's protected of a character you hate? Logic. Why does Amy need a psychic anyway? It's like saying, why does Sonic need a psychic anyway? Because, you know, it's the exact same thing with him and Tails. And by the way, you asked, what do Amy and Sonic have in common? Here's one. They both have younger sidekicks. But you don't count that because you're a hater, and a hater is never being fair.
And her hammer! Yeah, having a hammer to kill robots is pretty badass, I had to admit. Wish I had a hammer myself, but Amy uses it 24/7.
Wait. Let me get this straight. If you say that you think having a hammer is badass and you wish you had it yourself, why is it bad that Amy uses it 24/7 exactly? Wouldn't that be a good thing because you complain about that Amy gets kidnapped all the time and Sonic needs to come rescue her? I think Amy using it quote-unquote 24/7 is gonna get her less kidnapped, and isn't that what you want?
Listen!
No, you listen! I don't need to listen to anything you say with that attitude. If Sonic misses their date or something, she gets pissed off and hits Sonic or his friends with her hammer. That happened only once from Sonic and the Black Knight. And she didn't hit his friends. She only hit him. No, wait a minute.
She didn't even hit him because he ran away! Get your facts straight, you brat!
So, if I get pissed off, must I go and take a knife and stab someone just because I'm mad? A knife is more threatening than a hammer. Enough said.
And listen to this!
Another Navi reference? Why are you saying this again? You're not going anywhere with that. Stop it, please. If Sonic is with another girl, a childhood friend or something.
A childhood friend?
Who? I don't recall Sonic having a childhood friend. Amy then smacks the girl with her hammer.
They weren't on a date, damn it!
What game and what cutscene? Please tell me. And again, a rhetorical question.
To tell you the truth, I don't like Sonamy either. No! I did not realize that. After all that nagging of how Amy's selfish and a stalker to Sonic, what gave it away? I would never know if he didn't say anything. That is so shocking.
Amy isn't the right girl for Sonic, Shadow, Knuckles, or Silver. Okay, I get Sonic, but again, where did Knuckles, Shadow, and Silver come from? They're completely irrelevant to Amy, just like your stupid arguments and reasons. Now, what I am about to read is really rising my suspiciousness. Let's see what she has to say, folks. And if Sonic is gonna have a girlfriend, he needs a girl that fits him. Take my OC Sunflower the rabbit for an example. This is the character she's talking about, by the way. She's loyal and laid back like Sonic. Already she's starting to sound so much a better girl for Sonic. Am I right, folks? And a quick note, didn't you say that Amy can be loyal to friends too? And you said that your OC is also loyal like Sonic? So basically, that's adding to another thing Amy and Sonic have in common. They're both loyal! So your little OC being loyal isn't making her a better match for Sonic because Amy is also loyal. She likes to fight Dr. Eggman's robots, and she likes peaceful places, slushes, and freedom. Okay, she sounds like a copy of Sonic. How is an original character better? And she's also fast like Sonic. Wow, an original, a copy, and a trait of very soonness. Congratulations! You're practically saying that Sonic deserves a perfect flawless Sue than someone with more originality and has been around, I bet, way longer than your crappy character. Doesn't that fit Sonic?
Nope.
And they both do have something in common, right?
More like she's a cop and a ripoff of Sonic, right? Or does Sonic want a girlfriend who hits him with her hammer and always stands in his way and just ends up getting kidnapped 24/7? You decide! I actually think Sonic prefers someone who doesn't hate his friends and who doesn't act better than them. So, based off from what I read, I could be wrong, but you sound like you're jealous of Amy because of Sonic. You're claiming that your crappy OC is a better girlfriend for him than a girl that the creators made for that purpose? Or at least for the main purpose? I'm not positive if she does love Sonic since she hasn't proven it in her gallery, except a gift I saw of Sonic protecting OC, but that's it. But my point still stands because I wouldn't be surprised if that was true. Yeah. Amy is actually okay in Sonic Heroes and Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games.
Can you at least say how she's better in those games? I don't understand when people are saying that Amy was better in this game or the comics, even though she's the same way and not that much difference, but to me, it is for no reason that I can't explain of.
And if Sega's gonna make Sonic kiss Amy in a game,
I swear I will quit the Sonic franchise.
Okay, first of all, why are you gonna quit a franchise just because you don't agree with a couple? That's silly. And secondly, I thought you said that Sonic doesn't love Amy. Now, I doubt 110% that they will do anything like that because Sega. But a big if. What if they did? Wouldn't that prove to you that he does love Amy? Then your statement of him not loving her because he's shy would be a lie. It would be the truth, my dear. I guess you'd quit the franchise because you would lose that argument. Wow, I think I'm done. Exaggerate much, overstating your opinion?
Like I said, if I get any bullshit comment, I would get mad. Ooh, I'm so scared. So please, leave your comments and get out.
Nope, I'm not gonna let a frog tell me to get out. Thank you very much. To you Amyrose haters, I hope you agree with me and use this stamp as a proof. And that is it for her description of her hatred for Amy. So, comparing to that TMNT fangirl's post I read from my first TMNT rant, this brat doesn't piss me off as much because she's just being a typical Amy hater, or just generally a typical hater. But it still bugs me because her opinion is just the same as the other Amy haters I have seen. Not to mention that her hate for Amy seems kinda unhealthy because the way she describes how much she hates her and say things like,
I have to do it. Listen to this, and I'll get mad if I get a bullshit comment, but I won't say what that is.
but I'm guessing if you're defending Amy or Sonamy. So, anyway, done with that Amy hater. Now on to the other Amy hater I was talking about. I personally have nothing against her, like the TMNT fangirl. I couldn't care less if she hates Amy. That is not why I'm gonna call her out on few things with her opinions of her. But just because, like I said, some things she says makes no sense, and she can hate Amy all she wants. So, the person I'm gonna talk about is Sonic Miku. Sonic Miku, any people who are friends with her or anything like that, if you are watching this, I really hope you won't feel offended, insulted, or me acting like a fan brat. I might disagree with a lot of things you say about Amy, but I know you have friends who likes her and you respect their opinion, so I'm gonna give it that. But looking through your gallery, you're saying a lot of things that makes absolutely no sense to me. And this has nothing to do with that I'm an Amy fan. It's just that generally it makes no sense. And one more thing. If I get pissed off for anything I'm calling you out on, it has nothing to do with you as a person, so don't worry about that. Hopefully it won't be anyway. If you want, we can talk about it in the comments below. Also, I am not exposing you so others can come attack you or anything, so people, there is no need to go after her. I don't want you to go attack her because she doesn't like Amy. She has every right to have her own opinions. So anyways, where do I even begin with you, Sonic Miku? Let's see. I can admit that you're a tiny bit better Amy hater than the other ones I've seen, but since you're a hater, and I've said that usually haters are being typical and unfair with their hate, you're unfortunately, sadly, no exception. I have seen you being hypocritical when you're stating your opinions of her, making her look bad when she's not that bad, and at times even immature. For example, you've been making some hate art dedicated to Amy, and I have no words of what it says in the descriptions. And as I have seen, you've been mostly showing your hate towards the Sonic X Amy because according to you, Sonic X ruined Amy for you. So I guess I'll start with talking about your opinions towards Sonic X Amy. So let's take a first look at her hate art of Amy. Start with this one. I hate Sonic X Amyrose. Anti-Amy. Turn back now. And I get that it's your opinion, but it's so offensive in so many ways. First off, is it really necessary to make a hate art of you punching Amy that she has to bleed? Secondly, the things you are saying to her. If you guys have a hard time reading it since the text is small, I'll read it for you. How dare you hurt Sonic and his friends? You're no better than them, you bitch. I don't recall Amy hurting her own friends. And even if it was related to Sonic, I can't see her hurting her friends because of him. Fucking annoying brat. Well, typical. That's all I can say about that. And go marry Chris while you're at it, since you're both kind of alike. How are Chris and Amy alike? Chris constantly whines to Sonic and needs his help. At least Amy can defend herself. And thirdly, like I said, I don't think Sonic would never ever let someone hurt his friends. Why do you have to involve Sonic to show how much you hate Amy? And really make him look defenseless and wimpy because you think he needs protection from one of his friends while you make Amy look like she's the bad guy? Typical! Just typical. Also, the panty shot? Are you freaking kidding me? And since she constantly shows how much she hates Amy, she kind of repeatedly states her opinion, so I won't read the whole thing since it's too long, but I want to read some few parts to, again, point out the things I don't like what she says. Please read before you comment. I am not afraid to express my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong, this was not to disrespect any Amy fan or other. Now, this is the part I think she's a bit of a better Amy hater than the other one who made that stamp and went all like, listen to this and we're gonna do about it attitude. And I get that you want to express your opinions. You have every right to do that. But just because you're expressing your opinions, it doesn't mean you can say whatever you want or however you want if you don't want people to come attack you or call you out on your behavior. When I make my rants, I do my very best to not offend anybody who has a different opinion and don't curse or say mean words. Well, I have exceptions at times, but you get what I mean. If you love Amyrose, that's fine. I have no problem with you liking her. You have every right to like her, but please respect my opinion. Hating someone because of their opinion on a fictional character is sad. Yeah, I completely agree with you on that. It's stupid. That's why I have nothing against you, but I just don't like how you're portraying your opinion about Amy. That's two different things, so I don't hate you for that. I wanted to draw this for a while because I could not stand Amy in Sonic X. I only like her in the games and the comics. Now, this is where her opinions of Amy starts to not make any sense to me. It would make more sense if you said you only like Boom Amy, since she is completely different from the games and the comics. But by this comment here, it proves that you don't like her either, and even say that you don't want to like Amy generally. If you claim you only hate Sonic X Amy, why did you say that? And again, why this much hate? And why are you wasting showing how much you hate Sonic X Amy? That show came out years ago, and it's irrelevant to hate and talk about. Not to mention, you keep making hate art of Amy in general, not just Sonic X Amy. Another thing that annoys me is she's too stubborn to understand that Sonic only likes her as a friend, not a freaking girlfriend. That's called never giving up on her hopes to be his one day, which is one of the reasons why I love Amy so much, by the way. Hey, that actually rhymed. Speaking of which, I hated that Amy was able to get a rose from Sonic. Wait. What? That makes no sense. Why? Is it because it's Sonamy? Didn't you he just say that he only likes us as a friend? This is what I mean when people always bring up Sonamy because they hate Amy. I freaking hate it! Can your opinions be more original than, oh, Sonic only sees us as a friend, even though I know there's hints of them, but I'm in complete denial of it? Even though I am glad Sonic is patient with her, like the kind-hearted guy he is, even though he has that cool, cocky attitude. Oh, great job at praising Sonic, even though even he can act a bit mean to her at times by rejecting her affections. He has his flaws too, you know, like he can also be impatient. In episode 52, and all the freaking moments with her and Sonic together felt forced. It was like a slap in the face to me. This is another thing that takes me off. How the hell is it forced? This is not Ramona, first of all. They didn't kiss. They didn't get together while not knowing each other. Sonic wasn't uncharacteristically being sappy to her, and this is definitely not Boom Sonamy when they shove hints of them liking each other in your face in almost every episode. One episode, Sonic's being romantic to her, and Amy's all like, oh, Sonic, blah, blah, blah. But then afterwards, Sonic runs from her, Amy goes back to being her bitchy self, then the same stuff repeats. I hate forced romance. Okay? I think Sonic treated Amy a bit better after that episode. The only time I can think of he ran away from her again was that episode where Tess and Cosmo had the romantic moment Amy was setting up for her and Sonic. But I seriously don't think he ran away from her because he doesn't like her. It was because he felt awkward about the whole love rock thing Amy broke so they could be together forever or something. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, if they're not together, how is the romance forced? I mean, I myself hate forced romance, but I don't see how this is forced. You're gonna have to be more clear on that. Besides, if a pairing have a moment together, but they're not a couple, I definitely don't see that as forced. In fact, this is more like a development to the relationship. One example I can think of a couple being similar to Sonamy is April Teller from TMNT 2012. April has constantly kissed Donnie on the cheek and once on the mouth. Twice if the Ice Cream Kitty music video counts. You'd think there would be a thing at this point because of the hints, but since they're not, I definitely don't see the moments and hints as forced. I see as a big development to the relationship, even though the show never officially announced any of the couples as canon except for Ramona, but whatever. It's kinda like Twilight when the whole Bella and Edward romance crap was rushed. No disrespect to Stephanie Meyer. No. No! 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 No!
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
This is nothing like Twilight! That pairing sucks! And Sonamy is nothing like that! Again, I understand if it's your opinion, but you seriously cannot compare a hero and his love interest to Amyrose and the Stalker. That's all I can say about that. I'm protecting Sonic from the mean bitchy Rose for all the crap he had to go through with her. What crap? Please tell me! You're talking like she's not his friend and a Satan or something! Now, that was her many hate art of Amy that I just showed you. She claims that she only hates Sonic X Amy. But, if that's the case, again, why so much hate of one version of a character you say you find okay in other versions? And another thing that I don't like in her hate art is that she makes Amy look worse than what she actually is or acted like in some Sonic X episodes. We're gonna take a look at this hate art from the episode 69. Yeah, 69! Yeah, right! as you can see, she drew what happened in the episode. Tails and Cosmo were having a romantic scene that Amy set up for her and Sonic to have. But to little avail, the plan failed, and obviously, Amy got mad about it. And knowing Amy haters, they think that she's a selfish brat, blah blah blah, she should get a life, blah blah blah, etc. etc. But that's not the problem in this case. My biggest issue is how she made Amy look like a psychopath with fire on her eyes. Kind of scary looking when that didn't happen in the episode, and this comment she did on YouTube. Look, Amy was planning something so she can finally get Sonic's attention, and it failed because Tails and Cosmo got into the trap when that was supposed to be Sonic and her. I think she has every right to be mad. And just because she was raging at Tails and Cosmo, it doesn't mean she's selfish because she's not mad at them. It has nothing to do that she doesn't care about Tails or Cosmo. She's just mad. Let her be mad. And funny thing is, you say that Sonic likes her as a friend and the relationship is forced because I guess it's not going anywhere, even after he gave her a rose? That is not what I'm seeing at the end of the episode in Japanese, because he didn't run away from her. He actually went to her. Again! And most importantly, she didn't force him to do it. So, how is the relationship forced again exactly? Next hate art is this. Sonic X ruined Amy for me. Even though she stole the freaking same way, but whatever. So, another Amy hater who is using the episode 53 after he gave it the rose as an example of why Amy's a annoying stuck-up little brat. I am not going to repeat myself, but to make it short, Cosmo was a stranger. She couldn't talk to anybody but Sonic, and you get the rest. Like I said, it's understandable, especially after the episode he gave her the freaking rose! This is the last hate-related Sonic X Amy I'm gonna talk about, and then I'm gonna go on to other things that she says about Amy that it makes a lot more less sense. Sonic X made me hate Sonamy stamp. I'm just gonna read the important parts of the description since it's too long and she again repeats herself. Don't get me wrong, I love Sonic X, but I hated Sonamy in this show because Sonic and Amy had no chemistry at all. The chemistry between Sonic and Amy felt rushed or was slapped in your face constantly. One episode, Sonic and Amy had moments together, then a few episodes later, Amy turns into a bitch again and Sonic runs away from her. Then here comes the episode 52 moments. When Sonic comes back from Chris' world, she cries to him, says she missed him, and says she had to think hard of to give up on waiting for him. Pfft, really, Amy? You were at Cream's house drinking tea? I don't understand what that has got to do with anything, but okay. So he gives her a rose, and his line was muted in the Japanese version. Due to this, all the obsessive Sonamy fan brats think this is proof of Sonic saying, I love you to her. Let's see. Chemistry slapped in your face constantly? No. You're describing Boom Sonamy, not Sonic X Sonamy, which is again no difference in the games, but whatever. And also, I just love how you're saying that Sonic sees as a friend, but you're saying they're having moments together. I don't see the connection to your logic. And about episode 52, Cream was asleep. Amy was waiting for Sonic to return. What do you expect her to do? Just being at her house when he clearly went to see her and she's not at home? Of course she went to him. It's not that she left Cream all alone in the house. And I don't think it's fan-bratted to Sonamy fans for them to assume that that's what he said, since first of all, Amy did say to him, say that you love me in Japanese. Secondly, okay, if you think he didn't say it, what do you think he said otherwise? His mouth was clearly moving, so it's not like he was quiet when he gave her the rose. And thirdly, he freaking says he loves her in the French version. It doesn't matter, it's not the original, he still said it. So, am I an obsessive Sonamy fanbrat for believing the same thing? Remember, people, Sonic Miku said that she only hates Sonic X Amy and finds her okay in the games and the comics. But she still makes it clear that she hates Amy generally. And one thing about that. Let's take a closer look at what she thinks of Amy in the comics and actually the original Amy, aka Classic Amy. We're gonna start with this one, where she's more in detail of her opinion towards Archie Comics Amy. She actually explained it in a picture, so it'll save a lot of time for me to not read it in the description. So let's start, shall we? Why I love Amyrose in the Archie comics. Her good relationship with Cream the Rabbit and everyone else, even Sally's. Hardly seen this in the games anymore. So, your first reason isn't exactly bad, typical, or even bratty, but I think you're focusing on the wrong thing. The fact that you feel like Amy's not bonding with others in the games isn't exactly her fault, because you can blame more on that from Sega, because I personally want to see the characters grow and have stronger bonds with other characters as well. But for some reason, Sega are way too stubborn to do something like that and always constantly focusing on just Sonic to save the day every single game. That's it! We don't see others interact because of that. Not to mention that Sonic Forces is the recent game of the statement I just did. And also, I think Amy has shown a lot of care for Cream in Sonic Heroes by helping her look for Chocola. And to be fair, this is the Archie comics, where Ian Flynn does and wants to explore the characters and give some of them, I think, a backstory. So again, I wouldn't blame Amy for lack of development. I would blame Sega. She hardly only focuses and flirts with on Sonic, and is for some reason to me not annoying. I actually smile when I see her. I don't know exactly Amy's role in the comics, except she's a team of freedom fighters, I think. But either way, it doesn't make her that much different personality-wise from the games and Sonic X. She still is clingy to Sonic. She still constantly hugs and kisses him. She still is protective of him and jealous when someone approaches him. And she still acts the same when it comes to Sonic. I don't know what else Amy does that makes her hardly only focuses and flirt with Sonic, except interacting more with others. People are usually picky with how the artists draw her, but to me, they actually draw her quite adorable. Seriously? That shouldn't be a reason to why you like Archie Amy. Because the way she is drawn. No offense, Miku, but that is invalid and shallow. Completely. It's not like Amy looks any different. And the last reason, best of all, she's more mature and independent instead of a whiny, useless fangirl brat like she was from Sonic X and sometimes the games. There's not much to say about that since I already covered that up, so moving on with her opinion of Classic Amy. Now, before I begin, can I just ask something, you guys? Do you think Classic Amy is any different from the modern Amy? No? Well, I feel the same. And right now you might wonder why I'm asking you that. Well, the reason why I'm asking is that apparently Sonic Miku adores Classic Amy. She adores her so much to the point that she claims that she has a special place in her heart, claims that Classic Sonamy and Amy is the only version she'll love and adore, even though she said in one of her memes that determination for a boy you'll fall in love with at first sight just because he's a hero is kind of shallow in my opinion. And this! Modern Amy versus Classic Amy! Tell me, people, is this Amy any different by that logic, you shouldn't hate Sonamy and Amy to begin with, because you're basically saying that you love something you hate, only in classic version. Classic Sonamy and Amy is basically the start of what has always been to this day. How can you prefer something that is same of what you hate? In other words, they're both acting the same, only looking younger. Don't talk. And what Amy has told me before, Amy looking like a pink Sonic in a dress. And hey, do you know what makes her whole hate for Sonamy and Amy really ironic? Is that she just loves Sonally and Sally. I mean, of course, there is nothing wrong with that. I'm basically the same with Sonamy and Amy, except that I don't hate Sally. But I just feel like she's being this typical fanbrat about it by praising Sally and the pairing and bashing down Amy and her pairing. Why I think that? I'll show you. This picture where she drew Sonic and Sally being married from the comics and Amy being pissed by it, and made a respawn picture of Sally saying, "Yeah, mad?" Even though they're best friends in the comics, and obviously she wouldn't act like this. And I also think that them being married was just an alternative universe of 30 years later or something what if issue. Not actual canon to the story. So basically, it never happened. So there's no reason for making Amy mad over an illusion story. This editing from the cover where she makes Sally and Knuckles looking annoyed by Amy while Amy cries miserably, while in the original she was happily crying for Antoine and Bunny. The issue wasn't even about Sonic and Sally getting married. Sally was smiling at Sonic, assumingly for Antoine and Bunny, and Knuckles looking confused at Amy. Calling Sally the most beautiful through my eyes, and I guess by not Pinky, she means Amy, and recently I saw her saying the same thing about Cream on YouTube, wrote this part in one of her journals: if people draw hate arts of Sally, or call her a bitch, Mary Sue, slut, or whatever, it's okay. But if people do the same thing to Amy, they throw a hissy fit. It's kinda hard to tell what she means, since while she claims she respects others for liking Sonamy and Amy, it feels like she thinks she can express her hate for her the way people do to Sally. But in my honest opinion, I would say you should be the better person and not doing the same as the fanbrats are doing. I don't know much about the war between Sally and Amy, nor do I plan to get involved with it. But, Sonic Miku, you can express your opinions all you want on Sonamy and Amy, but be logical and, most importantly, fair. If you have Sonamy and Amy fanbrats coming after you because of the way you express your opinion, then you can't really blame them because you kinda act immature and brat about it yourself. You know better than the fanbrats who hate Sonally and Sally because of Sonamy and Amy. The only difference is that you're not going that far as you've said the fanbrats have done to you. I'm not even sure if you're even telling the truth since you never provided any evidences. I'm not saying what they're doing is right, but you can't exactly blame them at the same time when you're doing the same thing, but just not as harsh. Oh my god, I am finally done re-recording this rant. Woo, I'm done. I'm finally done ranting. Wow. You know, when I was planning to script this, I was not expecting to have a lot to talk about due to the fact of how short my Blaze the Cat rant was. But I guess I had a lot of things to say about this topic because Amy is one of the few characters I've been loving since childhood, and it really hurts me to see of how much hate she gets from the fan base. So I suppose I felt the urge to defend her. Anyways, another rant done, and I've got few more to go. If you want to know the next rant, ask in the comments if you like. I thank you guys for watching this. I really hope you liked it. See you guys next time on the next video. Bye bye.
Hello guys, it's Amy Chan and Sonic93, and we're back for part 2 on the rant on Yoshi We Won. So, in part 1, we mentioned that this guy is extremely protective of the pairing of Sonamy, gets butthurt very easily, uses his disorders to try and get away with what he does, is a shallow pervert who jerks off to Amyrose every day, and is possibly into incest. More on that later. But before we start, if anyone here is new, I recommend checking out part 1 first, in case you don't know who this guy is. Alright. So guys, did you think part 1 was bad? Well, this part here is going to be the kicker. Just wait until you see the things I found. Oh boy. Part 1 will be nothing compared to this. One thing I want to mention though, before I get to the bad stuff, I think Yoshi may know about us. Here's a journal he made not too long after part 1 went up. Well, that's very mature. Posting the 2 same stamps 11 times each? That'll show us not to mess with you. And I think because of us exposing him on his top hottest furry girls list, he disabled the comments. But Yoshi, I thought you said you would ignore so-called bad comments. So guys, want me to show you how creepy Yoshi can get now? This is one of the comments he said to someone on this list.
So your bro is addicted to chocolate? Like the chocolate fish from SpongeBob and the chocolate boy from Hey Arnold? Yeah, it can be really addictive. You know what else too? I feel kinda excited after I eat chocolate. I heard it can make you feel horny.
Oh, that's fantastic, Yoshi. You don't keep anything to yourself, do you? Gotta show yourself to be a creeper.
Not only does he show himself to be a creeper, but hey! He also shows himself to be so desperate for what, you might wonder? Amyrose? Oh, well, we know that already, but the way he was describing about Lola and Crystal, for example, the how Bugs and Fox were lucky, not only does he give it a vibe that he obviously wants to get it on with them, but he has said multiple of times that he wants a girlfriend. Yup, you heard me, folks, a freaking girlfriend. I can't say I'm surprised because I've talked to people like him before, and if guys like Yoshi shows how they only care for a girl for a body, they make it pretty clear that they're desperate to get laid. But with Yoshi, it's kinda different. Sure, he's shallow, perverted and all, but since he keeps talking non-stop about his emo life, somehow Amy's involved with it. Like, he has said that she has made him feel better and see the positivity of life, and since the way she gives the affection to Sonic, Yoshi has said that he wants a girl just like her. It's totally fine with wanting someone similar to a fictional character's personality, but in his case, it's like he wants a girl just for her to love him, but for him, he wouldn't do a thing to her, and not to mention, he wouldn't care less about her feelings. He'd most likely wants a brainwashed girl loving him for who he is. He claims that he'd love her back, but if that's the case, how come we never mentioned anything about how he'd treat her? Oh, and did I mention that he wants kids too? You know, guys like Yoshi really thinks that they're worthy of having a family. Dude, I suggest you start treat people with respect, especially with women. Stop seeing them as an object and actually love them for who they are, not for how they look like.
And you know, Yoshi, I don't think any girl would want to be with a whiny little boy who talks like this. Flashback time!
I couldn't really pay attention to her face because I saw her boobs.
A boy who made a journal of how he got bit by a spider saying he needed to go to the hospital.
Oh, got bit by a spider. Time to go make a journal.
And after leaving said hospital, post a picture of his little itty bitty teeny tiny mark on his finger that you can barely see just so he can get attention, constantly uses his own disorders to blame his problems, said he would pay $200 just for a fake model of a fictional hedgehog girl's hammer, wants to make a skateboard of said fictional hedgehog girl's hammer, has these, for reasons that I really do not want to know, and posted a picture of a dead rabbit carcass for absolutely no reason at all. And that comment there is not helping. And says creepy stuff like this. He drew this, by the way, if anyone's wondering what I'm reading here.
So yeah, I decided to draw an anthro version of Fluttershy, my favorite of the main six. She is the most beautiful of the main six, I think. Rarity and Applejack are very close behind. Both of them are freaking sexy in anthro human form. Now FIM is turning me even more into a furry. The Sonic series, primarily Amy, Star Fox, Crystal mostly, and Sly Cooper. Carmelita is a Jennifer Lopez-like vixen, made me into a furry. Why do they have to make these girls so dreamy? Why Sega? Why Nintendo? Why Sony? Why Hasbro? Okay, enough of that. So yeah, this is on the mediocre poor side. Remember, there is only so much you can do on Mever's drawing-wise. Copyright disclaimer. And now Fluttershy NLP FIM. It belongs to Hubbard Hasbro. All rights reserved. Fluttershy is really pretty in human form. Rarity and Applejack are freaking sexy in human form.
And lastly, I don't think any girl would want to be with an ungrateful douchebag. You want me to explain why he's a douchebag? I'll tell you. It all happened just a few days ago. A person had linked Yoshi to a picture that a girl made for him. Look at this. Isn't this adorable? She explained that she wanted to help him out with his own design for Amy. You know, that anorexic thing? Because, you know, that design of his makes no sense. She said that she had spent an hour working on this, and it was meant to be just a friendly, neutral greeting. Now, isn't that really nice of her? To go out of her way to do something nice for him? Well, you know what this butthole did? No thank you, no nothing. He threw a fit and reported her picture for plagiarism. Because get this, according to Yoshi, she had stolen his original design for Amy because she didn't ask for his permission to draw it. And he blocked her. Yes, this guy is apparently so obsessed with Amy that he now thinks that he owns her. People even tried talking sense to him. But again, he didn't listen. Just keeps repeating the same bull. Even the girl who drew it came in to talk to him. Now this is a different account. I have no idea if it's the same girl, but based on what her comment said, we're pretty sure that this may be her backup account or something. But she said that she was really upset that he blocked her, and that she was about to cry. All she wanted to do was something nice for him, and make a little reference he could use. You know what the only thing this douchebag said to all of this?
You must ask me permission before drawing any I have drawn.
Wow. Seriously, Yoshi? Someone is about to cry, and all you say is that? I have no words. How does this ungrateful douche have supporters? And people even called him out on this, and he still repeated the same thing. And he soon flagged all of the comments afterwards. So clearly, you guys see what Yoshi did wrong, right? The reason I'm asking is because after he flagged those comments, he played the victim card.
Someone copied one of my Amy pics without permission, which I reported for art theft, and every screamed at me.
Oh, poor baby. How dare she draw you something nice? And not just that. He had faved 3 pictures that are against cyberbullying. Really? Then about maybe a day later, he apologized. If you can even call it that.
Okay, listen up. I am unblocking you now and giving you a second chance. I am apologizing to you now, but you must apologize to me too for not asking permission first. People have jacked my deviations before and crudely graffitiing on them saying fag. In the future, you must ask me first before using any of my ideas. I will be more than happy to approve of it, okay? Sound like a deal? I will admit that I have a hard time controlling my anger. It's worse because of my ass burgers. I am not the kind of guy that takes jokes, and I believe everyone must obey the rules.
Yeah, I'm calling bull on this. This is not an apology, Yoshi. You're still saying she needs to apologize to you? What for? For stealing your original design? Which, by the way, isn't original at all. All it is Amy with bigger boobs, unrealistic hair, a shorter dress, has anorexia, and a random belt. Woo, so original. Let me show you something, Yoshi. Tons of pictures of Amy have her with long hair, which, by the way, look more realistic than yours. And look at this one. Look at this. Same long hair, same shorter dress in the front, same white collar around her neck. And you can't say this one is stealing. This picture here, it was posted in 2009. Your first picture of Amy was posted in 2013. Nice try. And about you saying, oh, well, people took my deviations and they wrote the word fag on them. Okay, did she do that? Do you see the word fag written anywhere on this? 'Cause, I sure don't. So what's the problem? Why bring that up? Oh, but apparently, you already know that your design for Amy isn't original.
I am aware of people drawing Amy with long hair. In fact, that's how I got the idea. 'Cause I can't do my own shit. But they were hating on it. That is why I blocked them. Hate comments are strictly prohibited on my stuff.
So, if that's the case, then why do you always say that your design for Amy is original? You are saying here that you got it from other people.